And back then, Tony didn't have a key to the house. He had to ring the doorbell like at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. His dad opened that door, seeing how Tony was drunk, and snatched his ass up and beat his ass right in front of me. I was like, oh my God. That's how they got down in that household. He said, TJ, you're like a son to me. I'd have whooped your ass too. I'm like, man, I was scared. Yo, what's up my YouTube fam? I'm back with another true story. Those crazy Italians. Now years ago, when I first moved to Sacramento, we moved around quite a bit to different neighborhoods. And by the time I was halfway through high school, we moved to this area in Sacramento near Florin Road and Power Inn, right? It's South Sacramento. So we was new on the block. We was on a corner house on a street called Frost Way. Well, you gotta remember, I was raised Jehovah's Witness. And as we got moved in and settled in, we met some of the neighbors. Well, 3 houses down was another Jehovah's Witness family. And they were Italians. And it was a father, mother, and 2 kids. Tony Samaria was a year older than me, and me and him hit it off right away. We were homies. Dude was like 6'3" since he was 12, had a full mustache, beard, hair all over his body. True big gigantic man child, right? His dad was terrifying. He was big, had big ass hands, big old fingers, looked like sausages, thick eyebrows, square jaw. Whew. The mother was pretty, the daughter was beautiful. You know, they had a nice family. And sometimes we'd go to the same congregation, hang out on Sundays and stuff. But me and Tony, we hit it off. I never, ever forget the first time he came to my house to kick it. He was cussing and shit. I was like, oh, dude, you one of them cool Jehovah's Witness kids. Okay, brother, we can kick it. And we would go in my bedroom, listen to records. He and I absolutely loved Prince. We both love Prince, right? We both love Run DMC. We love UTFO and Houdini. And it's kind of cool because Tony actually introduced me to the Beastie Boys. They had a rare single that was out way before License to Ill came out. He brought it over to my house. We'll play the 12-inch single on my record player. I'm like, oh, these white boys is kind of cool, right? And back then we read everything. I read lyrics by Run DMC. I'm like, oh, okay, Def Jam. And I never forget, like 6 months later, they dropped their album, License to Ill, and you know the history of the Beastie Boys after that. So Tony introduced me to the Beastie Boys. So the next year, going into high school, he was going to be a senior, and I was going to be a junior, right? So we started going to the same school together. We would catch the bus together, man. We were inseparable. And Tony was wild, man. He was born into the religion just like I was, but his dad was high up in the ranks, so he had a much stricter home than I ever did. And so when Tony finally got a little taste of freedom, he lost his motherfucking mind. Because he went to a private school, Jehovah's Witness school, for all those years. Then they finally let him go to public school with me. Man, that dude was a trip. And Tony was a handsome, good-looking brother, right? And he only liked sisters. This Italian only liked black women, so he was on that ass, let me tell you. And pretty much Tony got whatever he wanted. He was that smooth. I mean, he was a smooth-ass dude. But man, we would sneak out the house. What we would do back then, I'm going to tell my parents, I'm going to spend the night at your house. You tell your parents you'll spend the night at my house. And we'll sneak out and go to these house parties, right? One time we snuck out, went to a house party, not too far from the house. Tony got drunk off his ass. You gotta remember, this dude is 6'3", 200-something pounds. Dude is humongous. TJ, I don't feel good, man. I wanna go home. Dude is crying like a child. I'm like, dude, we gotta stay out all night. We told your parents, we told my parents, we did the switcheroo thing. Dude, we can't go home until the morning. Oh man, I don't feel good. Blood, throwing up and getting sick. Man, I wanna go home, man, I wanna go home. We walk back to his house. And back then, Tony didn't have a key to the house. He had to ring the doorbell like at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. His dad opened that door, seeing how Tony was drunk, and snatched his ass up and beat his ass right in front of me. I was like, oh my God. That's how they got down in that household. He said, TJ, you're like a son to me. I'd have whooped your ass too. I'm like, man, I was scared. He said, I'm going to walk you to your home right now. Dude, walk me down the street to my house and ring the doorbell. And my parents came and got me. Now, I didn't get a whooping or nothing, but I got a long lecture before my ass went to bed. But see, this was a Saturday night, and the next day we had to go to the meetings. So, dude, it was all to the bad. And you got to understand where Tony's dad came from. I don't know the whole lore of how the Italian system works, but Tony's father's grandfather was high up in the ranks in the Italian world. Make a long story short, they lived in San Francisco. In the streets of San Francisco, when Tony's father's grandfather would walk down the street, people hopped off the sidewalk and walked into the street till he passed and got back on the sidewalk. So he was a serious Italian. Tony Samaria. Man, this dude was so cool, man. We had a lot of fun, and we got into a lot of trouble. He got me in a lot of trouble because, dude, again, he finally got his freedom. And he was using me as a conduit to get out the house and go do crazy ass things. I never forget when he finally got his first car. We had like little Taco Bell jobs, making a little money on the side. Dude bought a red Fiero drop top. Not a Ferrari, a Fiero. Back then, Ferreros was tight. You know, looked like Magnum PI a little bit. Tony was so freaking crazy. We would drive down the street. I'm in the passenger side. We listen to Beastie Boys inside the car playing the tape. He would get to a red light. Remember, drop top. We're on the corner of one of Power of Gerber and Stockton Boulevard. At a red light, he stands up, pulls down his sweats, and mooning everybody at the red light until it turned green. I swear to God, it took forever for that light to change. He's up there like this. What's up, motherfuckers? Yeah. Hey, Tony had the hairiest ass I've ever seen. Dude was crazy. We be at my house spending the night. He'd be on my top bunk. Hey, dude, watch this. He would flip his legs back, grab a lighter and fart, and flames came out through his blue jeans. I'm like, I never seen that shit before. Dude could have burned down my damn bedroom. Tony was off the hook, y'all. But we did everything together, man. We did wild things. We snuck out. We would go to the movies. We seen Purple Rain together, man. We seen Prince's Under the Cherry Moon together. Man, we did everything together. I had my little Jerry curl. We would drive across town, go swimming in the North Air. Back then, my Jerry curl dried up. Man, my shit was bent out of shape. Man, I love this dude. Like I said, we did everything together. And had the biggest heart of anybody I ever knew. But dude was off the hook. He was so crazy. And years had went by after we graduated and went on to college. I didn't see him for years because we moved from that neighborhood. And one time, me and my cousin Steve McGee, man, we went out, fellas night. Just me and him went to a club called 815 L Street, right? Really popular club. Known for having a lot of white girls there that was into the brothers. But we went there that night just to hang out, kick it. And we walk in. You gotta remember, this is a predominantly white club. You got two brothers walking in, and we're walking right past the bar, because the bar is right there when you walk in. I'm walking in, you hear, "What's up, nigga?" Hey, I said, "What's up, nigga?" I'm like, did somebody just call me nigga? I looked over, fucking Tony. He is the head bartender at the damn club. He jumps up on the bar, starts dancing. "What's up, nigga? Yeah. What's up, nigga? I'm like, he jumps off the bar, comes and grab me and hug me. He sees my cousin Steve, because we was all tight. He hugged Steve. Yo, man, I'm on the tab for you guys. Drinks are on me. Everybody in the club looked. I mean, the record stopped. The DJ was like, ooh. Okay, no riot? Cool. Play that beat. Tony was a wild, wild boy. And my childhood, we did some stupid ass things. I remember we had a Doughboy 3-inch pool in our backyard. In the summertime, we got bored. Man, we would do stupid stuff like skinny dip in the neighborhood. We would all go to the top of my roof, butt naked, jump off the roof into the pool. We did some stupid shit, man. But man, I wouldn't change it for the world, man. That's part of your childhood. That's part of growing up. And that's part of being diverse with your friends. We didn't see color. Tony was just as black as I was, and he taught me to be just Italian as he was. His dad and mom were the biggest Laker fans, and this is when VCRs first got real popular. They taped the NBA Finals when the Lakers went back-to-back against the Detroit Pistons. Man, we would watch them finals over and over and over. His dad would order pizza. We would be drinking Kool-Aid and stuff like that. And I remember also when Michael Jackson's Bad album came out, the premiere of the video Bad with the short story with Wesley Snipes, they videotaped that. And I would go down to their house, because they had a VCR before we did. I would go down to their house, we would watch that Bad video over and over and over. And it was written and produced and directed by Martin Scorsese. So you know that Italian family loved that shit. We watched it all the time, man. And I'm telling you, man, we had some of the funnest times. We would go down to the mall. You know, Tony had no filters. He would yell at the top of his lungs in the mall, do crazy stuff, run through the mall. He would streak anywhere. Another time we did something stupid. It was me, him, I think my boy Steve, and somebody else. You know how you do stupid ass shit when you're a kid. Well, we used to play Do or Dare. I dare you to run across the street, Florence Road, with your pants down, and run across the street. Granted, it was like 12:30 at night. Tony went, Steve went. I'm like, I got this. I run. I get caught in the medium, and cars are going by beeping their horn. I'm down there with my sweats down to my ankles, looking like a motherfucking fool, man. But again, we were stupid. We were brave, and we did the most outlandish shit that you can ever imagine. And my childhood couldn't be more greater and funner with neighborhood kids like that. Man, we would go around TP people's houses. We would throw eggs at people's doors and windows. We would put frogs inside of a mailbox. When people get their mail, frog would jump out. And see, in California, we had these big ass trash cans. Whenever trash day would come, what we would do, we would gather all the trash cans on the street late at night and put them in the middle of the street. So when cars come in, bam, hit a trash can, and trash would go everywhere. Dude, we was mischievous like a mug, man. We did some stupid ass things. And Halloween, oh yeah, we went out and just got candy. We did everything, man. We did some outlandish shit, man. We was some bad. Well, we wasn't super bad, but we was very mischievous. We never went to jail for any things that we did. At least I don't think none of my friends did at that time. But though, that was the first Italian family I've ever met. And man, I learned a whole lot. Tony, dude, you my brother to the end of time. Love you, my brother from another mother. Hope you're doing well, and please stay your ass out of trouble. Until next time on True Stories. You know, it's always cool when you find some old mementos. I was going through some old photo albums and I found a picture of Tony. Look at my boy. Yeah, that's a senior portrait. And he wrote on the back of the picture, TJ, my partner, just remember UTFO, DMC, and the Fat Boys, and we'll always be cool. Tony. Yo, check that out, man. That's cool, ain't it? Yeah, pretty motherfucker. Be well, brother, be well. For life. Hello. Now, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Without you, there's no me. And do us a favor, stop by the website at www.blacktastic.net and pick up some merchandise. Get yourself a hat or pick up a t-shirt. It's things like that that help keep the channel going. And also, feel free to leave a donation on the home page at www.blacktastic.net. Thank you all so much. Again, you make this so much fun. Without you, there's no me. Until next time, see you later.